Hello on a beautiful summer's evening. This is a 2008 Maserati Quattroporte GTS. This is an unusual car. Now, Quattroportes are pretty rare in and of themselves, but the GTS model in particular was a sport trim level for this car that increased performance, handling specifically, and also included some really nice cosmetic touches. This being a 2008 was the second year it was offered. There are two generations of this GTS trim in this body style of Quattroporte. This is the pre-life cycle refresh, and it does still have the 4.2 liter Ferrari derived V8 as opposed to the 4.7 that came out in 2009. This, though, is the most rare of the Quattroporte GTS models because they only made 667 worldwide over 2 years of production. Now, this is a 44,300 and some odd mile example. It does come with some maintenance records. It has never been in an accident. It's finished in this really beautiful graphite gray over black with Alcantara and carbon fiber accents. The Sport GTS model exterior clues of this generation, first and foremost, are these particular wheels, which are what are they? 20-inch wheels, excuse me. You've got 245, 35 in the front, and 285, 30 in the back. Also, you'll notice these wheels have really large 6-piston Brembo brakes behind them with floating rotors. That is a Sport GTS only option. Well, standard on the GTS rather. So bigger brakes front and rear. It's about an inch lower in ride height. And unlike all the other Quattroporte models, this does not have the problematic skyhook adjustable suspension. These come with fixed dampers, which are made by Bilstein. Now, there are a couple flaws on this car I'll point out. Exterior flaws, first I guess I'll start there. No major flaws to speak of, but there's a ding or two. There's one on the passenger door there. I don't know if you can see that. And there's one right here, right above those little side vents. They're extremely minor. Paintless dent repair could get rid of those in a second. I've only had the car a few days, so I did do a paint correction on it. It does appear to be ceramic coated. The front bumper was repainted at some point. It's not from an accident, because it's the only part of the body that I can tell that isn't original. It's not the most perfect paint job. You have a couple little fisheyes on the front bumper there, so if you were really picky, you'd probably get that redone. But again, the fenders and the hood and all that are original paint. So I think it was probably something minor. Probably just for cosmetic purposes. And the wheels are in great shape too. No scratches really on the car. There's like some really minor curb rash on this wheel. Extremely minor. There's a little bit right there too. And there is a little bit of dry rot on this windshield seal here. Also, these doors have automatic poppers. You pull this part here and the door actually just pops open sort of on its own like that. However, there's a fail-safe when they don't work, which this front right door is not working. There's a secondary handle, which is a mechanical handle. So you can still get in and out, but the passenger front door popper is not working anymore. First thing you'll notice when you get in the car is just how cool the interior looks. This is a Alcantara on leather mixture with this carbon fiber trim, and you can see this part here on the dash, the center console dash, has a couple little hairline cracks, really just on the side. You can't even notice it when you're driving. Carbon fiber and Alcantara on the shift knob, on the steering wheel it's Alcantara and leather. You have an Alcantara headliner, which is not sagging. All of the windows work. There are several maintenance records on this car for replacing window regulators, as they are a typical issue on these Quattroportes. So, if I'm not mistaken, all 4 have been replaced at some point. But they're all working. The sunroof is working. And then you can kind of see it here. I showed it in the photos, but there is a little spot where there are some dead pixels, about the size of a dime here on this screen, which the infotainment system in this car is from 2008. So I'm sure you will be underwhelmed. But it does have a very nice sound system in it. 44,353 miles on this one, as you can see there. And there's really just minor wear on the driver's seat, right where this piping is right here, but the actual bolster itself is in pretty good shape. The bottom bolster is in really good shape too. There's just, again, a little bit of leather being stripped off of that piping there. These do have heated seats in front. The rear seats are power adjustable. And they do have this is really just for the bottom, but it does sort of move the back of the seat as well when you move it forward. So forward and back, up and down on that. The other thing that's not working currently, the rear window shade is not going up and down, which is a power rear window shade, the controls of which are right here and also on the dash in the front. And but both sides of the rear passenger compartment, the seats are working. Again, the windows are all working. So the main issues on this car are at least addressed. And I was told that the cam caps on this car have been done, which is another problem that the engines prior to 2011 all shared when they went to a wet sump oil pan. The oil just doesn't get to the top of the engine quickly when you first start the car. So, but this one, when you first start it, makes no such rattling. And what else? The carpet's all in great shape. This does have a 5-disc changer. No check engine light, although there is a TPMS failure warning right now. And I just replaced all 4 sensors, and I'm not sure yet what the problem is. It's probably the module, and I will look into getting that done. But that's the only warning light on the car. And I've scanned codes. It's been cycled many, many times. Got the aluminum pedals here on this model as well. And the paint's just wonderful. Like I said, I cut and polished it, but the metal flake in this is just so dense and luxurious. All of the parts in the trunk underneath are here. Here are various tools and a little pump they give you if you get a flat, which hopefully you won't need. It's a soft closed trunk too. Tires are in good shape. Yokohama Advan summer tires. They probably got about 60-70% left. So, thank you for tuning in.